All right. So you mentioned Villanova. Um, they went into the Breslin Center and they were down. I think they were down by 18 at one point in the second half and came all the way back. Eric Dixon had a shot to win on what was a pretty ugly play. Laval, what do you make of this group? You probably know Villanova better than either of us. What are you concerned about them? Is this just a result of no Justin Moore and no I'm blanking on the name of the freshman with the
Cam
broken
Whitmore.
thumb?
Cam Whitmore.
Yeah, Cam Whitmore. Is that just a result of not having two of maybe their three best players? Or I think that there is a bigger issue because I don't know if there's a point guard on this team necessarily. What do you make of Villanova this year and kind of moving forward this season?
Yeah, they had the point guard thing happen during COVID when Colin Gillespie got hurt. Justin Moore had to take over. They're down Justin Moore. Villanova, the difficult thing about them for all the years that I coached against them is they just firepower. I mean, it was coming like my first year in the Big East. It was Mikal Bridges and DiVincenzo and Jalen Brunson and Eric Pascal and Amari Spellman.
What do you do with a team like that?
And it was like we had to score 100. We had to score 101 to beat them. We beat them at our place. They were number one in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, it was like, let's score as much as we can because I don't know if we can stop them from scoring. So we beat them 101 to 96, right? And then we go up there and we were doing pretty well. And then DiVincenzo comes off the bench and goes for 30. The next year they struggled. They lost all those guys, and they had Phil Booth, and he was he was playing point guard. Gillespie was still young, but they still kind of found a way. And that's like they found a way to get back in the game tonight. I think this is more like that team versus then when Gillespie and Justin Moore came in and they had a little more firepower. Like when they have firepower because they play through the post and they all post up and they can kick out threes and get you in the closeout. But if they make 8 threes, like they made 8 threes tonight and Eric Dixon hit 3 of them, that's not traditionally what Villanova is. They've got perimeter players that you got to run off the line and try to stay out of closeouts. And so I think they'll be in games defensively. It'll be like tonight, down the stretch, especially until Justin Moore comes back. Where are we going? For that big possession when we need one down the stretch.
Yep. I'm being told right now that we are going to be able to get Terrence Shannon live on the show before we end, probably within the next 10 minutes or so. So we're going to hang out until then. Robbie, I want to ask you about Michigan State. I had next to no expectation for them this season. I thought that NIT was kind of like a possibility. Maybe I'm an idiot,
wow.
right?
That's a hateful comment there.
I guess I'm in a different club. I went to their practice, so I got a little bit of advantage because when I went, I was not in that camp. I thought.
Well, I wish you would have told me that before I lost money betting on them against Gonzaga and against Kentucky. So
here's why though. They got guards.
See, that's my thing.
Like
right?
Michigan runs into Arizona State, and Arizona State has 3 quick guards, and they can't keep up. They're trying to catch them all night. Michigan State has guards like Tyson Walker, AJ, and then now that Jay Nakins, they got enough guard play. And
but I didn't expect their guards to be like I didn't expect Tyson Walker to be as good as he's been this season. What he had like 16 and 6 tonight. AJ Hoggard damn near had a triple double. 22, yeah.
Tyson Walker at 22 and 5.
When I was at practice, AJ came up. AJ told me, he's like, Coach, they're not going to be able to go under on me this year. And he was 3 for 6 tonight from 3. Like he made a point to come up and say, hey, like, because he's got great pace and a body and he can pass. But he came up to me, he's like, Coach, they're not going under on me this year. I promise you.
I do remember a play tonight where they were going under on him at like the foul line. So he did make him pay though. If you go 3 for 6, that's enough.
Well, Scoop gave him the best nickname. His name is AJ Hoggard. He calls him AJ Goes Hard. That's pretty good.
That is good.
I think him being Coach Izzo trusting him a lot more allows Tyson Walker to be off the ball and go score like he did tonight. Because last year, Tyson was the point. They came in and beat us at Butler, but Tyson was the point guard. AJ was the backup point guard.
They alternated, yeah, right, Coach?
Yeah, and now I think their best version of themselves is AJ running the point and Tyson getting loose and going to get buckets and then score the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And he made
Robbie,
big shots against Kentucky. I mean, he made big shots tonight. All of a sudden, this game kind of went from a little bit of a slog to the last 4 minutes. It was just like big time shot, big time shot. Both teams trading, making big time plays. I worried a little bit about Joey Hauser and Malik Hall just being more consistent. And so far, they've been that. And we talked about the guards. They've been really good. This is the game where Mady Sissoko came back down to earth from what he's been playing at. He had 1 point, he only took 2 shots, had 3 rebounds. They went small a lot.
If one of those guards gets in foul trouble, the other one can go to point guard.
Right.
Like
you can move that over.
I had the Xavier game the other night. Kobe Jones wasn't playing because he had an ankle injury, and Fairfield's up at halftime because what are we doing when Kobe Jones is out? Like if AJ Hoggard goes down for some reason, you still have Tyson Walker. Illinois, like if Sky Clark goes down, you still have Jaden Epps. You still have another. So I think sometimes that's a big thing that people don't talk about in terms of your versatility and your depth.
the thing I really like about them is we mentioned the versatility in lineups that Illinois can provide, right? If you want to go big, you can play those lineups of Mady Sissoko with the 5. If you want to go small, I think we've seen enough from Malik Hall and Joey Hauser to believe that they can hold their own against pretty much anybody.
I think that's personnel based. They're not doing that shit against Purdue. They're not doing that shit against
no,
Michigan.
oh, for sure, yeah, absolutely. But
Purdue's in a different category though.
No, I agree.
Robbie, what I'm saying
they'll
is
see
that
them twice. I mean, they'll play them 2 times. And
what I'm saying is it allows you to match up with some of these other teams without having a drop off in talent. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still have. Totally. My biggest concern is teams where you don't have your 5 best players on the floor at all times, or your best offensive lineup and your best defensive lineup is like 4 different players, right? I think with Michigan State, there really is no best 5, at least from what I can see so far. Is that fair to say? They have like 7 guys that can all kind of mix and match and put together really good lineups.
No, I would say their best lineup is Walker, Hoggard, Hall, Hauser, Sissoko.
The Jaden Aiken slander on here is just too much.
Hopefully he's good okay. Tonight. He didn't play well in the other games.
What do you think their ceiling is? Can they compete for a Big Ten title?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. No question.
Why do you say that so quickly?
Guard play. You got an Izzo-led defense, and you have trustworthy guards, and that combination. Like I know where the ball's going to be when the money's on the line with Michigan State. Don't you? Like when we need one, it's going to be AJ Hoggard in the pick and roll, or we're probably going to Tyson Walker. If Joey Hauser's got it going that night, we can pick and pop, or he can post a switch on a matchup. Like what you're going to late in a game. And Izzo, they did it the other night. I mean, you're going downhill full speed. Great decision, and Malik Hall gets a dunk. So I think the Izzo-led defense plus and the combination of that and guard play, they're right there for the Big Ten title. I'm not saying they win it, but they're competing for it. They're right there.